Hi and welcome to another Experts Insights video. I'm pleased to have Scott Charlton of Slipstream Coaching here with me.
Hi Matt, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, thanks. How are you doing, Scott?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
Good stuff. So we're going to talk about your Piffle test, which you can explain what that is in just a minute. But if you could give people watching just a little bit of background about yourself and Slipstream, that would be great.
Yeah, sure, happy to help. So my background is I've come from the accounting side. Had my own practice a while ago, but for the last 15 years or so I've been coaching accountants and financial planners, and with Slipstream we're really focused on that's all we do, to help practitioners get better business outcomes, and that's where I get my kicks.
Good stuff. So your Piffle test, tell us. I know what it is, but tell the people watching a little bit more what that is, please.
Yeah, sure. Look, in the day-to-day coaching that I do, I go to the websites of all my clients, potential clients, and just I'm looking at it all the time, and I always have a sense of excitement and curiosity when I go to someone's site, but inevitably it's a sense of disappointment that I come away with, because essentially they all look the same, and this was the genesis of the Piffle test. So essentially it's this. If I take sort of the websites of two firms, let's sort of say they're accounting firms, and essentially if I transpose the name of the firm, the names of the practitioners and the photos and the contact details, one to the other, if they're reading essentially the same, then you've failed the Piffle test. It just has nothing other than just sort of lightweight pap that has been put together, but it doesn't actually distinguish you in any way.
Yeah. And as somebody else who looks at a lot of accounting websites, unfortunately, I think many would fail that test.
Look, that's it. You don't have to be that good to stand out, because so many fail the Piffle test.
Yeah. So I guess what we're talking about here is differentiation. Standing out, having a point of difference. How important do you think that is, not just on the website, but for the overall marketing strategy of an accounting firm?
If you're actually wanting to attract new clients, then it's critical, because unless your website says something different, then you're in no way differentiated. And marketing is all about emphasizing those points of difference. So if your strategy is just to sort of have it there because it's a branding issue and you've got all the clients you want, well, it's probably fine. But if you're proactively looking to grow, get more of the clients that you want, then it's really the point of entry to have this differentiation, and your website is your flagship. So it needs to sort of reflect what you're on about.
Mm-hmm. And we have a lot of conversations with firms when we're talking about marketing and positioning, more around the website. But one of the first questions we'll always ask is like, how are you different? What is it that you do different than your competitors? And like I'm sad to say, quite a few times people have said, well, we're not that different. Or they might say things that would fail your Piffle test, which may be, we offer really good service, and everyone says that, or our clients really love us, and they're not points of difference. So how do you think a firm that's struggling to have a point of difference can set about creating one? Where should they start?
Yeah, look, before I answer the question, I might just elaborate on some of the things that you've mentioned. Typically, with a website, what I sort of see is that we've got sort of little bios on the partners, and that sort of says, look, we're degree qualified, we're a member of an association, we've got so many years experience, We like spending time with family. We had a misspent youth with reading tax journals. It sort of gives a list of bullet points. It says, come to us because we care, we put clients first, we've got expertise, and we're going to be your trusted advisor. And you kind of go, well, look, if you've got any of that, no matter how sincerely you've said it, it just doesn't count because everyone is saying that.
Yeah.
So I think what actually this whole aspect of okay, let's upgrade our website or do a website. Unless you've actually done some thinking about where the business is going, unless you're actually clear on your strategy, then your website is by necessity going to be sort of like a generic sort of thing because it's, what direction might you go? But if you're clear on your strategy, so, with the coaching we do, the first thing is to create a business plan that says, okay, look, these are the clients we're seeking to attract. These are the strategies we're to. These are the competencies that we want to improve and emphasise. So if you're really clear on that, then the website should just fall out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one dimension to answer your question. But you can also, if you sort of you call that a top down, but you can do a bottom up approach as well, which is the clients that we've got. Who are the clients that we're really good at? Who are the clients that we want to attract more of? And what do we actually know about those clients? What we do for them that's perhaps a little bit special? What do those clients say that they appreciate about what we do? And you can actually sort of make a website which focuses on those things. And often it's the case that sort of things that you think, well, doesn't everybody do that? Well, no, they probably don't.
Mm-hmm.
So what we've sort of seen with the clients that we work with is those that have a particular niche, which might be an inch wide but a mile deep, helping them to tell their story is really powerful. And then to hand it over to a marketer such as yourself, that's the real thing that sort of they give you the bullets that you can fire for them, and that's where it gets really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's a combination of top down and bottom up to say, look, these are the things that we want our firm to be really good at and to be known for, and that's when it gets pretty exciting.
So I think a lot of firms look outward when they're trying to differentiate. So by that I mean they might think, okay, let's specialize in a certain industry, a vertical, a niche. And I think what you're suggesting is that perhaps they look inward and say, okay, what are we already doing that we do well, and expand upon that. Would that be right?
Yes, that's right. And you don't actually have to necessarily define it vertically. So we're going to specialise in doctors or farmers. If you take a look at your client base horizontally and say, what do these clients all have in common, notwithstanding that they're in different fields? So it might be that they're mum and dad businesses or businesses where there are arm's length shareholders that you do certain things with and have problems and issues in certain areas that you know instinctively what to look for and how to fix. So by doing that internal analysis, you say, okay, look, if we define it that way, X% of our clients have those characteristics, and sort of you start to think, well, what are the things that we do over and above the bare minimum tax compliance stuff that those clients appreciate? So in what you're doing without perhaps you really realising it. So you may not actually have to reinvent yourself or go out and sort of acquire some expertise or what have you. It might be actually sitting in front of you, but that story hasn't been told, and we sort of still need some further work on it. We have an expression at Slipstream coaching. It's not unique to us, but we call it the secret sauce. So, okay, if we can actually sort of get really clear and perhaps even improve the secret sauce and tell the world about it, then we've got something pretty special.
Yeah. And that last part that you said, that, communicating about that secret sauce, is that do you think that's a real key to the kind of marketing strategy? Is not to do all the kind of generic trusted advisor kind of crap, basically, and actually go quite narrow on something that's very different? Would you suggest that's the way people flip their marketing?
Look, absolutely. And can I say this one thing, Matt? Death to bullet points. If you're even thinking about putting a generic bullet points on your website, stop. Because that's the lazy man's way, and it's back into Piffle territory. But rather than do that, why don't you put together just a simply told case study of a client that meets your niche area, of someone you've genuinely helped, and tell that story. And I have a little formula which I'm happy to share in terms of, okay, well, putting a little case study together that sort of illustrates sort of your what you do, who you do it for, and it's like if your core client sort of or prospect reads that, it's talking about me, and that's where you actually can get a dialogue going.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, that's a great place to end. Appreciate you sharing your Piffle test and those other insights with us. What we'll also do is we'll put when we put up the video, we'll include links to Slipstream coaching, so anyone watching can find out more about you and the team there.
Yeah, what we might also do, Matt, is my little formula for client case studies, we could include that as a little sort of bonus, so that when I next go onto someone's website, I'll be able to sort of see some first-class case studies, which will warm my coach's heart.
Yeah, fantastic. That would be great.
Excellent. Okay, nice talking.
All right, thanks, Scott. Enjoy the rest of your day.